First year EC students. This video is on second part of the unit 4 that deals with resonance, the phenomenon of resonance. We have already completed an experiment in laboratory on this resonance phenomenon. Now we are going to see some theoretical aspects of this resonance phenomenon. In many electrical circuits, resonance is a very important phenomenon. The study of resonance is very useful, particularly in the area of communications. For example, the ability of a radio receiver to select certain frequency transmitted by a station and to eliminate frequencies from other stations is based on the principle of resonance. You might have known about the radio. All of you know about the radio. Nowadays, FM radios are becoming popular. In radio, if you can select one frequency, then all the signals related to that frequency will be audible. For example, if a radio set or radio receiver is there, if you go on tuning the frequency, at one frequency you will be catching one station programs. If you go beyond the tuning process at some other station, some other frequency, you can find the programs of other station. So like that, it selects. The tuning means changing of frequency. So at one frequency resonance occurs, therefore the signals will be received by this radio receiver. Like that, this radio receiver and transmission process is based on this resonance. Not only in this area, in many other areas also this resonance phenomenon is useful. This resonance can be verified in series circuit and also in parallel circuit. And this resonance phenomenon is mainly based on or is applicable for circuits having inductance and capacitance elements. In a DC circuit having pure resistance, we cannot find this phenomenon. Circuits having L and C, you can obtain this phenomenon of resonance. First, if you take series circuit called series resonance, a circuit is said to be under resonance. You see, this circuit is here given, a series circuit consisting of R, L, C, supplied by an alternating sinusoidal voltage source. This circuit is said to be under resonance. When we say that this circuit is under resonance, only when the applied voltage V and current I, supply current or current supplied by the source I, are in phase. When supply voltage and current are in phase, then the circuit is said to be in resonance condition. As V and I are in phase means what it indicates, the circuit behaves as pure resistive circuit. Voltage and current will be in phase only if the circuit impedance is resistance, or in other words, the inductance and capacitance values becoming equal and cancel out each other by each other. Circuit behaves as purely resistive circuit. So that is the point. This resonance condition can be obtained by varying the frequency of the supply or by keeping the supply frequency constant and by varying the values of L and C, either in this way or in this way by varying supply frequency. So we can observe this resonance phenomenon. So that is resonance. So we can have the definition of resonance as a circuit, whether it is series circuit or parallel circuit, is said to be under resonance only when the supply voltage and resulting current are in phase. That is the condition for resonance. Now, if we go in deep to this subject, to this circuit, we know that the impedance of this circuit is this. Impedance is given by R plus J omega C, R J X. Impedance Z is given by R plus J X. Here X is XL minus XC. Net reactance of the circuit is XL minus XC. Inductive reactance XL, capacitive reactance XC. This is XL and this is XC. Inductive reactance of L is taken as positive. Capacitive reactance XC is generally taken as negative. So therefore net reactance is XL minus XC. XL is given by omega L, where omega is angular frequency equal to 2 pi f, and XC is expressed as 1 by omega C. The units of XL and XC are ohms. The units of resistance is also ohms. So therefore the units of total impedance denoted by Z, impedance is denoted by Z, is equal to ohms, like resistance. Now in DC circuit, the ratio of voltage to resistance is current, I equal to V by R. In AC circuit, that same ratio V by Z is equal to I, R. In AC circuit, current I is given by voltage by impedance, not resistance. In AC circuits, will be having impedance. Impedance of the AC circuit is expressed like this. It is a complex quantity, R plus J X. Here R, real term, is resistance. Imaginary term, J term or imaginary term is called reactance. So this is the impedance. We have to remember this. We have not come across this impedance so far, as it is not there in the syllabus of present network analysis. Here just at this point itself, you also introduced with this concept impedance. Impedance means it is the ratio of voltage to current in AC circuits. In DC circuits, as we discussed it so far, the ratio of voltage to current is simply resistance, only R. In AC circuits, ratio of voltage to current is known as impedance. That impedance is expressed like this, like a complex number or complex value. Resistance is real term, imaginary term is called reactance. So the impedance of this series circuit is given by R plus J X. X means XL minus X. This impedance is expressed like this. Now, as per the resonance definition, at resonance, Z is equal to only R. Current and voltage are in phase. We just now defined. In phase means only circuit behaves as only resistive. That means only resistance. Impedance is only resistance. This part is becomes 0. This 0 means XL minus XC. 0 means XL equal to XC. Inductive reactance equal to capacitive reactance. If we equate this XL and XC, XL equal to XC, XL is written as omega L, or at this condition, at this particular frequency only this is happening, XL equal to X. We are denoting that frequency as omega naught. So omega naught L equal to 1 by omega naught C. Omega naught equal to 2 pi f or 2 pi f naught. If we substitute and simplify, we will get f naught equal to 1 by 2 pi root n. So this is the value of resonance frequency. At this value of frequency, this thing is happening in the circuit. XL becomes equal to XC. The circuit impedance becomes only R. Voltage and current will become in phase. Will be in phase. All these things are the points that we can observe at this frequency. That frequency is called resonance frequency. Somewhat in detail about the conditions or the observations of a series RLC circuit at resonance. If you want to go somewhat deeply, we can consider this concept. Here also Z you see, Z is complex value R plus J XL minus XC. The amplitude of this Z, magnitude, can be written like this: root of real term square plus imaginary term. Real term is R square, imaginary term is this square. So the value of impedance consists of resistance omega L, that equal to XL, called inductive reactance XL, and this is capacitive reactance X. Here omega is 2 pi f, omega is 2 pi f. So resistance 1, inductive reactance 2, capacitive reactance 3. Impedance consists of 3 parts. And how these 3 parts varies with frequency? If you see, this is the variation. Here R is independent of frequency. There is no omega term or f term, frequency term. So it is independent of frequency. So therefore R is constant. If you plot the variation of this R, XL and XC with frequency, you see XL, XC is negative, so therefore drawn downwards. XC, this is XL, and R is also positive, means comes in the positive portion. So R, XL and XC variation, if we plot against F, how they looks like. R is constant with respect to frequency, therefore it is constant. Next, omega L, XL, it is directly proportional to frequency. XL equal to 2 pi FL, directly proportional to frequency. So therefore varies linearly like this, XL. Next, XC, 1 by omega C. 1 by omega means 1 by 2 pi F, inversely proportional. Inversely proportional means like this, it varies. This is the variation of XC along with frequency. If we increase the frequency, XC varies like this, R varies positively like this, XL varies like this. Sorry, R is this constant, XL varies linearly like this. This is the variation of XL minus XC. As XL is known, XC is also known. This is the variation. This is of importance now for our discussion, how the net reactance is varying with supply frequency. If you see this, you see for these values of frequencies, for frequencies less than this value F0, you see this is F0, let this is equal to F0, resonant frequency. Once again I am saying, at resonant frequency what is happening? XL equal to XC, XL is equal to XC, and circuit is only having resistance, that is resonant frequency. Already I said this is that frequency. Now if you see the variation of this net reactance means this term, how it is varying with frequency. If you see, for frequencies below this value F0, that means for these frequencies, XC is dominating, capacitive reactance is dominating, this is more. Why? Because you see this is more and XL is very less. It's just now started increasing, this is. So its value is less, but its value is more. So XC is dominating. For frequencies above this F0, these frequencies, what is happening? XC is less. XC is less, but XL is more. Its value reaches high. So XL is dominating. So therefore, this net value is inductive. Exactly at F equal to F0, XC equal to XL, and therefore the value of net reactance is 0. It is 0 at this point. And the circuit impedance is only R, this value, R value. Whatever we discussed in the above is explained with the help of this plot, frequency against XL, R and X. This is important to study. All these things are mentioned here. For frequency less than F0, capacitive in nature. At F equal to F0, net reactance is 0. For frequencies more than F0, that is resonant frequency, circuit is inductive. Explain. Now current, impedance value also, if you see, this is the impedance. Impedance means this total value. We have plotted R value, this is R, XL value, this is XL, XC value, this is XC, and total XL minus X value, this is X, and total Z value, that is R square plus this square, that is equal to this. It is decreasing and becoming minimum at F equal to F naught. Minimum means what is the value? R, which is equal to R at this point. I said R, and again impedance. So the value of impedance, if you see, it varies like this. So this is very important. How various parameters R, XL, XC, and total impedance Z varies with frequency is very important and should be remembered. Now our interest is current. How current in the series circuit varies with frequency. This current curve, that means current against frequency, if plotted, frequency, current. The current curve will be like this. Increases and becomes maximum value at F naught or Fr, again decreases. This is simply inverse to the Z impedance. It is inverse to the variation of Z. Why? Because current I equal to V by Z. In AC circuit, current I equal to V by Z. I is inversely proportional to Z. So it varies inversely as that of Z. As Z is like this, that is V shape, current is opposite, inverse V shape. Current varies like this. That means if we increasing the frequency, current increases, reaches maximum value, again reaches maximum value at what frequency? Resonant frequency, and again starts decreasing. This is the curve if R value is changed. In the circuit, for one value of R, that is the curve. If R value is taken some other value less than that value, then curve will be like this. Shape is same, increases and decreases, but it becomes somewhat sharp. Whereas for high value of R, for small value of R, the curve will be sharper like this, and for large value of R, curve will be somewhat flat, not so much sharp as in the previous becomes, but shape is same, inverse V. So current varies like this. This curve of current versus frequency is known as current response or resonance curve of a series circuit. Next, there are some other quantities or parameters that are to be studied for a series resonant circuit. These quantities can be defined by taking this resonance curve or response curve. This is also called response curve. Resonance curve, response curve, or current response. By taking this current response, we can define some other values, some other parameters. They are nothing but selectivity, bandwidth. Selectivity means it is the property of the resonance. What we define the resonance? Resonance means at one particular frequency this condition is occurring. If we go once again back to the example we mentioned, radio receiver. What that radio receiver is performing, what it is doing, it is selecting only one frequency. For example, if you want to hear if you want to hear the programs of some particular station, Hyderabad station, we have to tune that frequency. Then Hyderabad station will be selected and only that programs will be receiving by us, not some other station like Visakhapatnam or some other station. Selecting. Similarly, if you select other station, that means other frequency, only those programs will be audible to us. So like that, this resistivity, this resonance circuit is behaving like a selectivity circuit. It selects a particular frequency and discards other frequencies. That is mentioned here, since the circuit gives maximum response. So that can also be, that selection in terms of current means we can define like this: at particular frequency current is maximum, at that resonant frequency only current is maximum. That means it is behaving like resonance. That means it is selected that particular frequency. In different ways we can say this frequency is selected, like that we can say, or current is becoming at that value, or in other words voltage and current are in phase. In different ways we can say. So like that resonance circuit behaves as a selectivity circuit. Now in order to compare the selectivity of one circuit with that of another, for example there are two or more resonance circuits, what is the selectivity of this circuit and what is the selectivity of another circuit? Like that if you want to compare, there should be a measure to compare. That measure is nothing but selectivity. If curve is more sharper, like this, as we discussed now, curve is more sharper, then selectivity is more. That means it selects only one value. That means some value. If it is flat, selectivity is somewhat less. Like that also we can say. So for any purpose, we need a measure known as selectivity to qualify or to say the quality of the resonance circuit. That is called selectivity. Next, one more parameter generally of interest is bandwidth. This is another one. So what is this frequency? Resonant frequency. At this frequency only circuit is behaving as resonant circuit. That frequency is selected. Generally only one particular value will not be considered, but a range of frequencies around this resonant frequency is selected as useful range or useful band. We can also observe while tuning a station in a radio receiver, not exactly at that, for example 93.1 hertz and 1 kilohertz or 1 megahertz, at the, not only at that exact that point, but some value below to that value and some value above to that value will be catching the signals. So that range before and after this resonant frequency is known as bandwidth. Bandwidth means it is the range of frequencies. That frequency is considered as useful band or resonance band. That is bandwidth. What range is selected? Generally the frequencies for which the current is more than this value I0 by root 2. I0 means this maximum value. Current at resonance. We know current varies like this and it becomes maximum. That maximum value is given by I0. I0 by root 2, whatever may be the value. If the current is more than this value, then that range is known as useful band or bandwidth. You see, that value is here this. For this value, current is more than I0 by root 2. This is I0 by root 2, this line, and this value is I0 by root 2. This range of frequencies is known as bandwidth. If you draw vertical lines like this is equal to some value f2 and this is equal to f0. So f2 minus f1 is the range or bandwidth. So it is defined as bandwidth. Then where it is, f2 minus f1 is bandwidth. Here f2 is called lower cutoff frequency, f1 is called lower cutoff frequency, f2 is called upper cutoff frequency. These are also called half power frequencies that we will see later. And bandwidth is f0 minus f2 minus f1. The units of bandwidth is hertz. It's nothing but bandwidth means it is difference of frequencies. Therefore, the unit is hertz. We can also derive some relationship at this I0 and f1, f2 like this. You see, I0 is the value of current at resonance. This is the value of I0. What that value? That value is nothing but generally I equal to V by Z but at resonance Z equal to only R. Therefore, at resonance I naught equal to V by R. It is maximum value and V by R, and this is also resistive, pure in phase current. V in I naught is in phase with V, and the value is V by R. So, at resonance, what is the value of current means V by R. This is also important, you should remember. The impedance at resonance equal to R only, XL, XC gets cancelled. That also we have seen. These are all already we have seen. Now, at I equal to I naught by root 2, this means this value. For I value equal to this and this, I naught by root 2. At this value, what is the value of impedance Z? Z equal to V by I. Z equal to V by I. But I equal to I naught by root 2. So, if we substitute I equal to I naught by root 2 at that particular point, this is equal to root 2 into V by I naught. V by I naught from this equal to root 2 R. So, what we are getting at these 2 points, at this point and this point, if you express Z, what it is? It is nothing but root 2 R. That is given here. At F1 and F2, Z equal to root 2 R. Generally, in general, Z equal to root of R square plus X square. It is a complex value. We have already seen here. You should not forget. You see, this is Z. R square plus XL square under root. Or if Z square is taken, this root will not be there. That is written here. Z square is written here. Z equal to root 2 under root is also given, root of R square plus R square, or Z square, if you take 2R square equal to R square plus X square, and from that X equal to R. And this is the relationship we obtained. At what points? At F1 and F2. At this F1 and F2. So many points we discussed or we mentioned. At resonant frequency F0, current is I naught, that is given by V by R, and at this point itself Z is only R, that also, and the bandwidth is F2 minus F1, F2 is this, F0 is, and at bandwidth frequencies F2 F0, Z is equal to root 2 R, and also from that X, if you want X equal to R. All these things we can observe. Now, I said just now, these F1 and F2 are also called half power frequencies. Why these are called half power frequencies is explained here. You see, power in circuit at F0, F0 means resonant frequency, equal to I naught square R, if you denote it as P naught. What is the power at F1 and F2? I square R, but I at F1 and F2 equal to I naught by root 2 square R. If you do P naught by R. So, if power at F0 is P naught, then power at F1 and F2 is equal to P naught by 2, half of the power. Half of the power. So, that is the reason why these frequencies F1 and F2 are called half power frequencies. F1 is called lower half power frequency, F2 is called upper half power frequency. So, like that we can define bandwidth. We can define the selectivity. We defined in statement form selectivity. In expression form, the selectivity can be written like this. It is the ratio of F0 to bandwidth or bandwidth to resonant frequency. What is the range of frequency and what is the exact value of frequency? That ratio is known as selectivity. This is also can be expressed as 1 by Q, where Q is quality factor. Quality factor is also another form of selectivity, but inverse. If selectivity is more, means quality is less, like that. Just this is simply another version of the selectivity property. This can be defined like this: quality factor. Larger the value of Q, better will be the selectivity, like that. Selectivity better means sharper. The quality factor can be defined like this: Q factor is the ratio of XL to R or XC to R, ratio of XL or XC to R, like that it is defined. Or it can also be defined as ratio of VL or VC at resonance. value of voltage across inductance or value of voltage across capacitance at resonance to supply voltage V. In this form also it is. Or third way of defining the quality factor is Q equal to 2 pi into maximum energy stored by energy dissipated. Energy stored means where energy can be stored in inductor or capacitor. So in numerator, inductor or capacitor. Here also inductor or capacitor. Here also numerator, inductor and capacitor. So in terms of reactance, in terms of voltage or in terms of energy, we can define the quality factor like this. This is the quality factor. Now there is an important relationship useful for formulas or useful for problems that we can derive between quality factor Q, resonant frequency F0 and bandwidth F2 minus F1 like this. This is the relationship that we can derive like this. You see, just now we have seen, I also said that we have to remember at resonant frequency, that means at half power frequencies F1, F2, X equal to R. X equal to R, we have already derived that. At F1 that means frequency lower than resonant frequency. X is what? It is capacitive in nature. We have already seen in the variation, that variation plot. For frequencies below resonant frequency, X equal to capacitive in nature. So net reactance X will be Xc minus XL. Xc is dominating. So Xc minus XL. That is written Xc minus XL. Xc minus 1 by omega C minus omega L. Xc minus XL. So that is X equal to R. This is it. Now this is simplified like this. Simplified. And if you take this term to this side, it will become in the form of a quadratic expression in omega square. And for that quadratic expression, if you find the roots by this formula, the roots are coming to be like this: minus R by 2L plus or minus root of this is B square minus 4AC in the form, like that form, in that form. So omega 1, that is for frequency less than F0, F1 is given by this. Similarly, for frequencies more than F2, F0, that is upper half power frequency F2. Here also X equal to R, but that X is inductive in nature, XL minus X. Inductance is more. So therefore that X is written like this, XL minus X. That is made equal to R. And again as before, by it is simplified into this form, quadratic form. And if we find the roots, we will be getting the value of omega 2 as this. So this is the value of omega 1, this is the value of omega. Bandwidth equal to omega 2 minus omega 1. F2 minus F1 or omega 2 minus omega, both are same. Omega 2 minus omega 1. So therefore that equation 2 minus equation 1, if you do, then this term will get cancelled. Only this term will be appearing, and that is also becomes equal to R by L. So therefore omega 2 minus omega 1 equal to R by L. R from this omega 2 is nothing but 2 pi F. If the 2 pi is taken this side, F2 minus F1 equal to R by 2 pi F. Now we have already defined Q factor equal to ratio of omega naught L by R. We defined, you see here, Q factor equal to omega naught L by R, or another definition, 1 by omega naught C R. We make use of this, omega naught L by R. Q equal to omega naught L by R. This is written like this, omega naught by R by L is this, omega 2 minus omega 1. Or if 2 pi is taken out, that gets cancelled, and this is equal to F0 by F2 minus F. This is nothing but F0 by bandwidth. This is the relation. Q is expressed as F0 by bandwidth. So this is one relationship useful in problem solution. You see, Q can also be expressed. Fourth, we can say it as a fourth definition. Q equal to omega naught by L, omega naught L by R. Here omega naught means resonant frequency, that is nothing but 1 by root LC. Or F naught, in terms of F naught, if we say 1 by 2 pi root LC. F naught equal to 1 by 2 pi root LC, or 2 pi if you take this side, that is equal to omega naught. Omega naught equal to 1 by root LC. Both are same. So if we substitute omega naught equal to 1 by root LC in this expression like this, 1 by root LC into L by R, it is this 1 by R into square root of L by C. So Q can also be expressed in terms of L, C and R like this. There are different forms of the formulas. Next, there is one more relationship we can obtain. This is also useful for problems. That is nothing but product of this omega 1 and omega 2. Just now I derived omega 1 is this, omega 2 is this. If you multiply these two, omega 1 and omega 2, these two are multiplied. So we will be getting this. In multiplying, you can take here either plus. If you take plus here also plus, or if you take minus here also minus. So this and this square and this. So this is becomes equal to this. Omega 1 and omega 2 is nothing but 1 by LC. 1 by LC again, just now I said omega naught equal to 1 by root LC. That is also equal to F naught equal to 1 by 2 pi root LC. That is nothing but resonant frequency. So omega naught equal to 1 by root LC, or omega naught square equal to 1 by LC. So therefore, the product of this and this is 1 by root LC, and that is written as omega naught square. So omega 1 into omega 2 is equal to omega naught square, or F1 and F2 equal to F naught square, or F naught equal to square root of F1 and F2. This is also one more relationship. So these are all different points that we can observe in a series RLC circuit. If the frequency of that circuit is varying, all are very important points, each and every point, so many points we discussed. That is about the series resonance phenomenon and some formulas or some relationships to do some problems. There are some problems given here, one problem is given, some other problems at the end of this topic is also given, but the problems are straightforward problems, direct usage of formula only, nothing is twisting type of problems, direct type of problems. You can easily understand just by seeing this solution is also given. That is about the series resonance. In the next video, we will see the parallel resonance. So that is about the today's video. Thank you very much.